to adopt all types of testings to a sprint as testing takes longer time? This is a software specific question. How to take all types of testing in a to a sprint as testing takes longer time? Who would like to answer? Yeah, Raja.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, probably few techniques we need to like we need to work on V model. So sorry,
Let's
not V.
talk
We can say
Scrum.
we can
Raja,
say
let's talk
delta.
Scrum. Let's talk Scrum if you don't mind, rather than the testing techniques.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. In the delta triangle. So like how much percentage manual testing and towards the like automation. Okay, the TDD and the BDD. So so that will reduce as much as we have the automation build. Okay, and that that the TDD is built with some tool like Jenkins or something, a BDD. So we'll reduce that effort slowly.
Okay, fine. We'll come back to this point. So it is getting into technicalities of testing rather than Scrum. Shaja.
I would say let the developers handle it, collaborate themselves within themselves.
And which elements of Scrum you could use?
Cross-functional element is.
That is one thing. So first, if there are various types of testing, that's a good point, Shaja. Your Scrum team must have all the skills, whether you're using V testing and Selenium and XYZ and automation, well, fine. What does Scrum say? All the skills must be in one team, right? So that is one great point, Shaja. Thank you for starting. Now, related to that, one more core element of Scrum will be impacted. Amruta, I would like to invite you. Amruta, if you can hear me, yeah, please go ahead.
Yes. So basically, whenever code is ready, the developers can start with the unit testing and pass on to the testers so that they can start with the sanity testing and the other tests. So all kind of tests can be fit in the sprint if it is planned this way.
Well, you are almost there, but just my feedback, developers, testers, please watch your language here. This is creating a big divide in our organization. That is why Scrum is. All of us are developers. So there is a reason. There are strong reasons, right? We just can't say, well, you want to call testers, it's okay. That's why we say all developers, they also include people with testing skills, right? So what Amruta is saying is add all of this as part of your sprint also. Is it what you're saying, Amruta?
Yeah, all kinds of testing need to be included from day one. Yeah.
Day one, yeah. So that's part of your done definition of done. Yes, Palak. I would like to invite you now, Palak, because you had raised hand earlier, but you're loaded. Yeah, Palak, would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, we would simply include that as a part of work in the backlog and let the developers estimate it, how much efforts they will need to complete that part of functionality.
Exactly, Palak. And just to add, we will simply add it to the backlog that comes from your definition of done. Remember, you have a product backlog item, and then you look at definition of done and see what makes your work usable. And accordingly, you enhance your sprint backlog, right? Your definition of done is a thing that you would need to come up with those. Like definition of done does not have performance testing, then you will not include that task, right? So that is the key element I want to connect. The language of Scrum is so nice that it can simplify our understanding, right? So you have, you have a team which has the skill as per your definition of done, and accordingly, the developers can plan how to go about it. Everything that makes your work usable, all kinds of testing must fit within your sprint. If your work is becoming too large, maybe a friendly suggestion is to split them into smaller chunks, right? Okay, Prashant? If it is too big, then maybe it's time for product owner to do something about it. Can you split it further small items, right? So that all testing can fit within your sprints.
Yes.
Okay, Prashant. Okay.